I now have the great pleasure of introducing an alumnus who truly embodies the leadership, success, and spirit of innovation that is reflective of our community. Today's commencement speaker and our outstanding young engineering graduate for 2017 is Chris Condit. Chris holds a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering and a master's degree in biomedical engineering, both of which he earned at the Cockrell School of Engineering. He is an R&D engineer at Abbott Neuromodulation, where he has also held clinical and marketing roles. During his time at Abbott, Chris has developed and launched several major product platforms, including an industry-first implantable brain stimulation system programmed and controlled wirelessly using an iPad or iPhone. At the age of 11, Chris was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. His experience as a cancer survivor eventually led him to found Texas 4000 for Cancer during his senior year at UT Austin. Since that inaugural year in 2004, the organization's annual 4,000-mile bike ride from Austin to Anchorage, Alaska, has raised over $8 million in the fight against cancer and has seen over 750 Longhorns complete the journey. Chris remains active on the board of Texas 4000 and has helped direct the millions of dollars raised by that ride to cancer research in the Cockrell School's Department of Biomedical Engineering, UT Southwestern in Dallas, MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston, UT Austin's Dell Medical School, and other institutions. He was inducted into the Friar Society here at UT Austin and was selected as one of the university's 125 Extraordinary X's by the Texas Exes Alumni Association. Chris has made a tremendous impact on our Texas engineering community, and his success continues to inspire our students. In recognition of his many accomplishments and contributions to the Cockrell School, I am pleased to honor Chris as our 2017 Outstanding Young Graduate. Chris, before you address our graduating class this morning, I invite you to come forward and receive your award.
Dr. Spitell, engineering faculty, and leadership, thank you for this incredible honor. I am truly humbled and grateful for the recognition. This morning, I would like to congratulate you on your considerable accomplishment of completing your degree requirements after years of hard work on incredibly challenging and complex problems. If you'll permit me, I'd like to share a part of my journey and give you some encouragement as you embark on your careers and this next chapter of your lives. And I'll try to be brief for your sakes, but more so for the sake of my two little girls, age 6 and 3 back there. They tend to get squirmy when Dad talks for too long. I have what I think is a pretty cool job. I get to do research and development for neural implant systems called deep brain stimulation that today help people with movement disorders like Parkinson's disease, and in the near future will help people with a host of neuropsychiatric disorders, diseases like Alzheimer's and other neural conditions. So how did I end up as a biomedical engineer? Shortly after my 11th birthday, I was diagnosed with cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 3B. It was advanced. The doctor said I would need surgery and several rounds of chemotherapy and radiation. For the next few years of my life, I spent much of my time in the oncology unit of a hospital in New Orleans, about 3 hours away from the small town where I grew up. My life and my family's life got put on hold. The treatment was very difficult for me and my family, but thankfully the prognosis was good and I responded well to the treatment. But I watched other children around me get worse and worse and worse. Cancer left both physical scars but also a deep emotional impression. Even as a child, I felt that in surviving, I was obligated to find a way to fight cancer for others struggling with this terrible disease. I resolved to work in the medical field, and I promised myself that I would find a way to be a part of the solution to the problem that is cancer. I learned that a great way to work in the medical field was through biomedical engineering, and I was thrilled when I was accepted to be an engineering student here at UT Austin. UT turned out to be a great decision for more reasons than just my education. I met a beautiful girl named Mandy, who is now my wife, during my first semester at UT. She studied chemical engineering and electrical engineering, so really, she's the brains in our family. The summer before our senior year, Mandy and I crossed paths by chance with a group of college cyclists who had organized an annual coast-to-coast bike ride to raise money for cancer research. I just remember being in awe and thinking, man, that is so cool. I wish I was doing that. I'm going to ride with him next summer. But then another thought caught hold. Why not create a ride from Austin? In case you didn't know, Austin in the early 2000s, when I was an undergraduate student, was in the middle of a cycling craze related to a certain Tour de France winning cancer survivor. No, it wasn't me. But we were starting in Austin. Where do you ride to from Austin, Texas? We're in the middle of the country, in the middle of the state. In my mind, there was only one place to ride to, and that was Anchorage, Alaska. I decided on Anchorage because it seemed like the farthest, highest bar we could set for a ride. I wanted to get people talking about cancer, about raising money for cancer research. Creating a bike ride from Austin to Anchorage seemed to me like a really exciting way to do that. In the days before Google Maps existed, really before Google IPO'd, before Google was even a verb, we pulled out a paper Rand McNally atlas and mapped the route. It was 4,000 miles. I did some quick math. I am an engineer after all, and found it was possible for us to complete 4,000 miles during the summer between the spring and fall semesters. So that was it. Ride 4,000 miles, raise $4,000 per person. Texas 4,000 for Cancer, the longest annual charity bike ride in the world, was born. I knew that organizing Texas 4,000 was going to be tough, so naturally, we started our search for co-founders and a place where we could find the smartest and hardest working students on campus, the Cockrell School of Engineering. We recruited 3 engineering graduate students to be our co-founders, and then recruited a team of 40 other Longhorn students and set to work planning routes, raising money, training for the ride, finding host families. I also recruited some people that were good at riding bikes because, one, I'd never ridden more than 7 miles on a bike in my life, and 2, I didn't even own a bike at the time. My years at the Cockrell School gave me the mental toughness and determination to build the Texas 4000 organization while trying to finish my degree and graduate. I had many sleepless nights wondering, where are we going to find a sponsor for 40 road bikes? How are we going to possibly find someone to host a group of 40 cyclists in Whitehorse, Yukon Territory? And how am I going to find time to study for my data structures final? I wondered if the whole thing was going to implode. How would I face my family and my teammates and tell them that we had failed? But with the support of Mandy and our team and my parents, we made it to the start line at the foot of the UT Tower, and after pedaling through scorching deserts, over snow-covered mountain passes, we made it safely to Anchorage, Alaska, 70 days and 4,500 miles later. 500 miles more than expected, but still within the acceptable margin of error, right? After returning to Austin, we stood on the steps of the Capitol, just a few blocks from here, and presented a check for $110,000 to the American Cancer Society. That was such a proud day for me. I'm prouder that we've raised over $8.5 million to fight cancer, that we have granted funding to cancer organizations across the United States and Canada, including over $1 million to the MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston, and nearly $1 million to the Department of Biomedical Engineering here in the Cockrell School. And I look forward to the day in the next coming years when one of the people seated on this stage will be a Texas 4000 endowed professor of engineering. In addition to funding cancer research, a significant part of our mission at Texas 4000 for Cancer is to prepare Longhorns to be future leaders in nonprofit organizations. They've gotten a taste of what it is like to raise money from friends, family, and strangers, to work extremely hard planning something good and worthwhile in what little free time they have as students. I have had the joy and privilege of watching our riders continue giving back after they've completed their ride. One rider went on to found her own cancer nonprofit here in Austin. It's called CareBox. They deliver free care packages to cancer patients. Another rider who was volunteering at an orphanage in Ethiopia after graduation, by his own initiative, raised $20,000 to provide new uniforms for all of the students at the orphanage. So why am I telling you this? Cultivating engineering graduates of 2017, you were set up for success. You've graduated in some of the hardest and most competitive fields of study from one of the top engineering schools in the world. Your potential for career success, satisfaction, and yes, high earning potential is incredibly bright. There are many dimensions to what make a person successful, though. I would humbly urge you to measure your success not by your job title, not by your salary, but by what you give away. I urge you to be ridiculously generous, not only with your family, but also to reach into your community through the many wonderful nonprofit organizations that make this world a better place. As a graduate of the Cockrell School, you have the potential to improve lives of those around you, not only through your profession, but also by applying your considerable skills and resources to do things like feed the hungry, provide care for the elderly, inspire or mentor underprivileged kids, fight for the rights of immigrants. I'm a cancer survivor, so helping people with cancer is my passion. I urge you to find a way to build up those around you through volunteering your time, your talent, and treasure. I also want to challenge you to take risks. No, not silly risks like base jumping or motorcycle racing. Not the kind of risks that will freak your parents out, okay? Your time for those risks were in college, and that's behind you now. I mean career risks, life path risks. We engineers are not always known to be risk takers. Many engineers are hired to de-risk problems or to perform risk-benefit analysis. These tasks make risks sound like a bad thing. Today, many of you are young, many of you are single, and all of you are bright and talented. You're about to walk across this stage and receive a diploma that validates your hard work as a student. Your personal stock is really high right now. This is your time to do something different and something unexpected. Trust me, your career will survive missteps or mistakes, so don't be afraid to step off the beaten path to build something new and fresh. After completing Texas 4000 for cancer and graduating, I took a risk and joined a medical startup company. It was a whirlwind. I was the second engineering employee, and it was successfully acquired within 2 years. It was really exciting to be part of that. I took another risk and started a medical device company, and we had what I thought was a great product concept, great team, great market opportunity, but I failed to raise the money to fund further product development. These were important learning experiences for me, both the successes and especially the failures. But I sure am glad that I took these risks when I was younger. I feel that far from derailing my career, the risks I took early on actually helped position me into more exciting roles in the biotech industry. I love our slogan here at UT, "What starts here changes the world." I truly believe it. I believe that each of you will play a part in that, whether by taking a big risk and building the next Google or Apple or Tesla, or simply by serving your fellow humans. We're engineers. We build things. So now go and build great things. And most importantly, change the world by building up those around you. Congratulations to you all, and hook 'em horns.